Call the July meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll take roll. Mr. Costello.
Here.
Mr. Donovan.
Here.
Mr. Spence. Mr. Bush.
Here.
Mr. Major.
Here.
Mr. Drew.
Here.
Thank you. Thank you for attending this evening. First off, if you would like to speak this evening, if it's in length, we ask that you come to the podium so that we can hear everyone. They are videoing it, so we want to make sure that everyone who's watching it is also able to hear. And if you stand up to say just a short comment, please make sure you state your name first. First, we have the approval of minutes. Are there any corrections, additions?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the June 16th Vermillion County Council meeting minutes.
Second that.
Alright, is there any other discussion? I have a first by Mr. Major and a second by Mr. Dreer to approve the July 16th, 2020 minutes. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have the treasurer's report. You also have an additional report still with the treasurer's report on all of the funds and the total interest earned. Anyone have any questions? Alright, please note that we have the treasurer's report. Next we have the comp time hours. Any questions or concerns?
I have a question. Some of the employees in the highway department have steadily gone up for the past 3 months. Some of them maybe up to close to 20 hours. Is there a lot of extra work being done, Tim, or?
We got 3 down on the weekend. We got all 3 down.
Well, I mean, this is over like the course of 2 months prior to this meeting. I don't know about recently, but it's just a question. I just noticed that. Is Bill Edwards a new employee? Is there a guy named Bill Edwards?
Yes.
When did he start?
He started about 4 weeks ago.
He's already got comp time. I mean, it's built up quick. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, some of them, if you got emergency work, I suppose that's fine. I didn't know what the nature of the work was. So. Thanks, Tim.
Any others?
Neil, on that Edwards, I checked on that, and they were blacktopping up north, and that's how he acquired that 4.5 hours he's got.
Okay. Are you guys behind, Tim? Like, in general, because of COVID-19, are you behind on your
Not right now, no.
You're caught up for the most part?
We're pretty, well, the weather hooked up, we're pretty steady.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Comp time? All right. And we'll move on to the additional appropriations. First up, we have a request from the EOC for $34,600. It's money from a grant that they obtained. They're going to purchase laptops for law enforcement personnel throughout the county, and the grant fully covers this cost. Are there any questions, Mark?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the additional appropriation.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Major, a second by Mr. Donovan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Alright. The appropriation is approved. Next, the health department, their year actually runs July 1st to June 30th. So we have in appropriation of $31,895 to set up their budget. It is funded through grants. So Peggy's here if we have any questions.
Peggy, is this part of a 2-year grant?
No,
It's continuous?
yeah, every year,
Okay.
and it's a little more this time because certain health departments in the state didn't take the grant, so they distributed the money to the other office.
Okay.
Motion to allow.
Okay, motion by Mr. Bush,
I will second that motion.
and a second by Mr. Major. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Appropriations approved. Alright. The next request is for county cleanup. It is $28,000 total, $8,000 for trash hauling, and then $20,000 for the solid waste expenses. That's for the next cleanup day. These are donations and grant money that they've already acquired. We're just asking to spend them.
Make a motion to allow. I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Major, a second by Mr. Donovan. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Appropriation is approved. Alright, next is the Public Defender Board. They're asking for $6,500 to cover the cost of their transcripts. Their current balance is $181,000. Amy got us the number from the clerk's report of collections. It's outside of county general, so the money's there to appropriate for them.
I'm here if you have any questions.
Yes, yeah, thank you, Nancy.
I'd like to make a motion to allow.
Second.
Alright, I have a motion by Mr. Major, second by Mr. Dreer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Appropriations approved. Alright, next we have the appropriation from the E911 board. Is the overtime and perf calculation due to the change that they have been notified of for the overtime hours. Derek is here if there's any questions for it.
Derek, I have just one question.
Sure.
In that email you sent the other day,
Yeah.
it was about the meeting coming up. I guess it was, you already just had the meeting?
Yeah, I had to
Okay.
this afternoon.
There was something you wrote that said the county attorney has determined that the dispatchers have to be paid overtime for anything over 40 hours a week in a 7-day period. Dispatchers are not considered first responders by the Federal Labor Board. They are not?
That's correct. By the federal law, they are not considered first responders, even though Indiana just recently.
That's what, yeah, that was my okay, that's
Indiana
what.
just recently, I think, the last term voted in that they are considered first responders.
Right.
But by the federal labor laws, I believe they are still not. And I believe the way the language is anything over 40 hours in a 7-day period is considered overtime.
Right. I just, when I read that, I kept thinking they were, and I thought maybe he meant now considered instead of not considered, but, okay.
Yeah, the state of Indiana recognizes them as first responders, but apparently the federal government doesn't. So we're stuck with it right now.
Actually, I'll make a motion to allow. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Donovan, second by Mr. Bush. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Appropriations approved. And that is the end of the appropriations. Move on to the open issues. Are there any updates on the jail at this time? Do we have any updates on the jail, Tim? The jail, is there anything?
We'll be on our next agenda, the
Okay.
sheriff's not gonna add the extra beds, she wasn't approved to you guys this time.
Okay. So it'll be further discussed at your next meeting?
Big word.
It'll be further discussed at your next meeting?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Alright. Compliance with statement of benefit, real estate improvements.
Dylan.
I'm here tonight. So kind of traditionally, the EDC people review the CF1 reports that all companies with abatements in the county have to file. So we met it in June, and we actually approved the CF1 reports as they were presented, and would recommend that the county council do the same. Any questions about any of the abatements? I'd be happy to try to answer them here tonight, or find the answers for you. So I guess just to reiterate, this is not necessarily, to approve or disapprove, they're already approved. So these reports are basically just to say that what they have shown in the report is in compliance with what they've actually put down on paper. So
Okay.
that's really what this vote is about.
Alright. Anyone have questions for Dylan or any of the abatements? No? Alright. We needed a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Wait a second. Is there a second? A motion to approve the compliance
Oh, yes,
statements?
I'll second it.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Donovan, a second by Mr. Dreer, to approve the compliance statements with the real estate development. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. They are approved. Thanks, Dylan. New business, the fire department lit request. In the packets, we've received letters from each of the fire stations. Was there anyone here tonight that felt that they wanted to speak? We were just now getting our budget packets, so we haven't had a chance to look at any numbers yet. But I didn't want to turn anyone away yet if they were here to ask us any questions or. Okay. We will look over those with our budget numbers as well. And that is the end of our agenda.
You're gonna leave it on the August, take it off and recycle.
We won't.
We have a time slot in our budget, don't we?
Is
To
there one
discuss?
on there?
Yeah, I.
You put one in there for him?
Into,
Okay. Go ahead and take it off, and then if anyone else, if something comes up, they can always request to.
Amy, were these the only things that we received from the fire departments? There was no other additional paperwork?
no, we just asked for letters.
With the lit taxing, the other day we got an email about it being possibly delayed. Have you gotten any idea from the state?
No, I haven't. And I talked to Scott Craig today, so he's keeping a close eye on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't got any further information at this time.
Okay, thank you. All right. Are there any other public comments?
I couldn't hear any what she said.
The budget numbers from the state are going to be a little bit delayed this year, but we don't know for sure how long of the delay that's going to be. So we're not sure on a budget numbers for the local income tax. Uh-huh. Any other comments? All right.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn from Mr. Major. All right. Second.
Second.